You finish a long day, collapse into an easy chair with a cup of coffee, and immediately pull out your phone to scroll. It feels like you're finally unwinding, but neurologically, you aren't resting at all. Researchers classify this as a mere sensory diversion. Your brain is still working just as hard as it was at the office. Look at this animated diagram of human brain activity. These are beta brainwaves. They operate at a high frequency, spiking erratically to process waking external stimuli. When you're stressed or distracted, your brain is locked in this chaotic electrical state. If you fall asleep while still locked in that beta dominance, you drag all your unresolved muscular and emotional tension right into bed with you. Your body powers down, but your nervous system is still clenched. We mistake distraction for actual biological rest. We wake up lethargic and unrested because we never triggered the neurological shutdown required to recover. There is a way to bypass this cycle. Instead of passively checking out with screens, you can actively check in to your physical body. Yoga Nidra, derived from ancient tantric practices, functions as yogic sleep, a state where the body enters deep physiological rest while the mind remains consciously alert. Historical accounts show high performers utilizing this exact mechanism. At the height of pitched battles, Napoleon Bonaparte would hand over command, retire to his tent for precisely 20 minutes of conscious sleep, and emerged completely invigorated. Albert Einstein deliberately lingered in these threshold states of consciousness to visualize the complex physics of the atom and accelerate his awareness to the speed of light. This is a repeatable biological hack. By controlling the exact mechanics of how you fall asleep, you can access an intense level of physical and mental recovery. This graph shows the standard human sleep cycle's steep, uncontrolled crash. The brain plummets from high-frequency beta waves straight into unconscious delta waves, but Yoga Nidra intercepts that crash, catching the brain on the threshold of sleep, deliberately prolonging the intermediate alpha state. Maintaining this hovering alpha state for just 1 hour provides the physiological rest equivalent to 4 hours of conventional, unconscious sleep. The first step to achieving this is physical. You lie perfectly still on your back in a position known as shavasana, or corpse pose. You systematically eliminate all external sensory input. By manually hitting the brakes on your descent into sleep, you isolate the brain. You remain entirely alert but highly receptive, allowing you to actively communicate with your subconscious. Once the mind's waking defenses are lowered, the practice begins with a sankalpa, a short positive intention or resolution planted directly into the receptive mind. From there, you begin a rapid sequential rotation of consciousness. You focus your awareness on specific body parts, the right thumb, the index finger, and the wrist, moving quickly without ever physically moving the muscles. This sequence is not random. This diagram illustrates the motor homunculus, mapping how physical proportions wire directly into the brain's cortex. By mentally tracing this neural pathway, you induce a pranic energy flow that forces the entire physical body to let go of tension. Next, the focus shifts to the breath, followed by the intense visualization of opposing physical sensations. You force the body to recall the feeling of extreme burning heat and then immediately switch to freezing cold. Forcing the brain to experience these opposites in rapid succession harmonizes the two hemispheres. It systematically discharges deep-seated emotional tensions that we normally carry completely unaware. This progressive withdrawal detaches the mind from the physical body. You are now hovering at the gateway to your deepest layers of memory and emotion. Here, you make the final descent. Look at the brainwave frequency as it slows down even further. This is the Theta rhythm, the neurological realm governing the deep unconscious and dreaming. In this deep state, the practice shifts to rapid visualization. You picture a succession of specific universal symbols: a red lotus on a lake, a dark ocean, a luminous golden egg. These universal images move too quickly for the rational mind to analyze or block, forcing the subconscious to surface its own buried impressions. This allows suppressed tensions to discharge without the interference of logic. This precise threshold of conscious dreaming is exactly where profound creative inspiration and complex problem-solving occur. By remaining a conscious witness inside your own dream state, you stop being a victim to chaotic thoughts. You turn the unconscious mind into a deliberate tool for psychological healing. The practice concludes with a carefully guided return. You slowly externalize your awareness back to the sounds in the room and the feeling of the floor, gently ramping those brainwave frequencies back up to waking beta. Emerging from this state is entirely different from waking up from a nap. You have just completed a systematic adjustment of the nervous system and a clearing of mental static. True rest is a highly active skill. When mastered, it allows you to not just recharge, but to actively change your underlying habits and reactions at their source.